If you're Will Flack, you don't just go fishing. You get up at 4 a.m., get your motor going. Get this motor going. Sun's up, shades up. Pick it, tie it, stretch it, haul it. Dang it. Let's try this school. Nope. Best restaurant ever. You were gonna be back by 3. 3-ish? 6-ish. Bonefish, 2 o'clock. Strip, hit it, kiss it, that's it. Okay, your turn. And now it's a fishing trip. For those who need water to breathe. Costa sunglasses.
G'day, Steve Morgan here in St Helens in Tasmania, and I've got Zane Wyatt with me, who's one of the local Mercury dealers. This is the Mercury Qualifier Round 4 of the Costa BREAM Series at St Helens in northeastern Tasmania. And Zane, you've been a Mercury dealer a long time. This is the Mercury event. You got the hat, the shirt. I got the hat, the jacket, mate. We are after sponsor karma points, mate, because you had the winning non-boater on your boat at the Derwent, but you weren't the winning boater, mate. So we're just going to hope to turn that around here, aren't we?
Pretty much, yeah. Derwent was a battle for me, but first ABT comp, it was only my 6th ever BREAM comp, so not disappointed because I learnt heaps, especially from J-Ro because he was just toweling me. Yep. And yeah, it was good to watch.
Mate, the Mercury product, Mercury's been a sponsor of ABT for well over a decade. We run the Mercury Owners Bonus Program, and every year they kick in. It's normally $4 to $5 grand, but last year it was actually $8 grand because of the, where's the 80th anniversary? I haven't got the 80th anniversary Jackie on, but it was their 80th anniversary last year. We had $1,000 an event that went to the Mercury owners. Mercury's such a good sponsor of BREAM fishing and tournament fishing in Australia. How does it feel to be a part of that Mercury network? There's some great Mercury dealers down here in Tassie, and you would be there looking after anyone that may have to take advantage of that 6-year warranty.
Yeah, well, I mean, I love coming to these things and seeing so many Mercs on boats. It's good to see that people who want to go fast, they want reliability, all that sort of stuff. Yeah, the Mercs are a pretty popular choice. And yeah, like you said, there's 4 of us dealers in Tassie, and we all love the product, we love what we do, and yeah, we do our best to try and support it.
That's awesome, mate. You have got an awesome, looks like a fairly new Triton out there, and you've got one of the V6 Pro XS 175. That's a motor that's probably a couple of years old now. It was one of the first launch of their big block floor strokes. How does that thing go? You can drive that thing.
Yeah, it goes all right. It goes really well. The best thing, I've gone from an Optimax to that. The best thing is how quiet they are. Yep. When you're just cruising around, idling, side imaging, all that sort of stuff, it's really, really nice for that. You can be doing 80, 90 kilometres an hour, have a chat with your passenger. Yep. They're just an awesome thing, and the amount of grunt it's got's pretty impressive too.
I was over in Miami for the launch of those, and just that mid-range torque, that the big capacity engine, it's, 10 years ago you'd say 4 strokes, yeah, they're good on the fuel, but they're heavy and they need to, get them out of the hole. Not anymore, mate. These things are light. They're just as light as the Optimax that they replace, and they go when you put your foot down, don't they?
Yeah, pretty much. And like the Optis were from 4,000 to 6,000 revs, the throttle was just a noise controller, really. They really didn't do much, but these things, yeah, you nail it at any speed and they hit you in the back.
Before we go to a Mercury ad, just give us a plug for your dealership. Where is it, and what do you do?
CJ Marine in Lagana, or Launceston, Tasmania. Been going for 41 years now, family-owned business, just myself and another guy there working, even though I called the old man out of retirement so I could come fishing this week. But yeah, we've been Mercury dealers since 91, and yeah, just love doing it.
There you go. Let's have a look at some Mercury content right now. God, they're strong.
In the boat, outside, right to the boat.
There you go. That was a message from Al McGlashan. It says, go boldly, and that's Mercury's logo. We are at the pre-show for the Mercury round of the Costa BREAM Series at St Helens. And who have we talked into coming and talking to us but the winner of the Classic? Now, he won the Classic here at St Helens, but he also won the Classic at the Derwent. So it's not deja vu for you. He's won all of the Classics. And, man, you came within, 60 or 70 grams, Adam Crick, of winning the... with the Derwent, you came from 16th to 2nd on the second day, mate. All I'm saying is, what were you doing on the first day in that joint?
Stuffing around in the wrong place in the river. I had a plan, obviously, but the weather didn't really allow it. So I went and fished in the river, hoping to catch a solid bag, but didn't really happen.
Yep.
Stuffed around a bit too high in the river, didn't really find enough big fish to get that. I was hoping for 4.5 or to 5 kilo at best, but didn't really happen. So day 2, I just thought, well, I'm just going to go to my preferred area. The weather was good, and
lazy 6.43 kilos.
Hope they bite. Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what, you put down a bag of fish that was at least half a kilo heavier than anything else we saw at the Derwent that weekend, and all I can say is, us fellow competitors, thank God the weather was shit on that first day. On pre-fish, to be honest, I didn't see enough to warrant going down there, because especially with the weather, you can not make it back. It gets really bad. So I thought I'll just play it safe and hopefully put together a solid bag, and it didn't happen. So I thought, well, even if the fish don't bite on day 2, or I'm just going for it. Yep.
So yeah.
Well, let's put that in the past, mate. You didn't win that one, but you did win the last Classic we had here, and it was before this joint copped a lot of rain. So for people watching this pre-show, last Thursday they said up here they copped about 4 inches of rain, which is like about 2 feet of rain anywhere else, because it doesn't rain up here that often. And the bay itself is obviously looking a lot different from when you were here a month or 2 ago. Yeah,
obviously it's normally pretty clean. You get a little bit of dirty water coming out of the river here on the run out, but it's actually not terrible at the moment. Like there's plenty of clean water, especially on the run in. So I think there'll still be some good bags caught. Yeah,
I think so as well. Now I'm going to get Nicole to run in the background. Let's run some footage of Adam catching fish last year, because adding to your list of success, you came 2nd here last year. Old Shane Ling knocked you off, but you know what? We got rid of Shane Ling this event. He's not even here.
Unfortunately for Sling, he's at work, so unlucky.
Yeah, he's probably watching this right now, mate. I know you sit there and you say in the spray booth, you have the live stuff playing, so you're sitting there doing it, and I know where you caught some fish last year, so I'm going to pound those spots. I probably won't know how to do it, because fishing other people's spots is pretty difficult. Now, just explain to me, on the footage here, we see a mover, which I have termed the Mr. Miyagi. You got to get that rod up nice and high. What's that all about?
It's keeping the fish up out of the weed, because fishing like a foot of water over top of pretty thick weed. And also, I knew it was a big fish when it ate it. I could see it. So I just sort of wanted to not pull the hook, so sort of letting it run a bit. So yeah.
Is it important to have that counterbalance on the other arm?
Yeah, well, you don't want to fall over. So yeah.
No, but that's awesome. I think everyone needs their signature move, and that for you is your signature move there. You won that Classic with a high 4s and a low 4s kilo bag. Few more boats on the water here, and people bringing in their own fish. Like, it's not a shared weight 5 bag; it's 5 each. Yep. What's your weight predictions? If you get over what a day, are you going to be feeling pretty confident?
Anything over 4 kilos can be good here. It can get tough. In the Classic, the bags were quite good though. I think there was a couple just over 5 kilos, and a few just under. So high 4s, just over 5 kilos, which is pretty good for here. At the moment, but anything, 4.5 a day could win it. Might not be enough if it fishes well. Over 10 kilo might be needed. So
yep. Well, we have had some really good bags here in the past. I think the record for this joint was Steersy. I think 5.77 kilos he brought in one, and also I remember in the past Chris Wright brought some big bags in as well. Back in those days, these big bream out here weren't as educated, I think, as they are now. They've seen a few baits now.
Yeah, they have. Yeah, they can be pretty spooky here too in that clean water. There's certainly big fish in here. There's a giant caught not long ago that was 46 fork.
Wow.
In the bay. So they are in there, and you just have to be lucky enough to catch one.
Well, that's awesome. I really appreciate your insight here. We're going to go to a Costa ad, and after that we're going to come back with Mario Vukic, the godfather of Bremen.
If you're Mark Healy, you don't just live on the water. You live for it. You get up, get your shades, grab a spear, grab a boat, grab a friend. Okay, take a breath. Hold it. Hold it. Here, hold this. Go, go, whoa. All right, now find something to jump on. It's probably too high. It wasn't too high. Time to get going? Time to keep going. How's that feel? And now this is living. For those who need water to breathe, Costa sunglasses.
Yep. Okay, we are back and we have got the Bremen legend from Victoria, Mario Vukic, and it says on his super underneath here, head shaved down for maximum speed, mate. Is that what you do it for?
No, mate.
For the ladies.
Yeah, of course, yeah. No, look, just an old Italian bloke, just trying to carve out a living. That's all.
That's it, mate, and you do it very well. You're a great mentor to a lot of guys out there, particularly your little protege, Jesse Roten. Or wait a sec, are you Jesse's protege? I don't know, because he can catch him, that little fella. He won the Derwent as a non-boater, and he's your travelling partner.
Yes, he is. He's a beauty, Jesse. I tell you what, he's taught me so much about finesse fishing more so. It's not so easy in Victoria sometimes, but I'm just absolutely rapt for him that he got the win at the Derwent.
Now, you came, last time we were here, Mario came 5th in this arena and he found his fish really, really close to home. So I'm going to get Nicole to put up a picture of the arena here and we'll have a little bit of a look at this St Helens arena. It's probably one of the smallest arenas that we fish, but as the tide comes up, and we organise this event to run up on the high tide, it like multiplies in size tenfold. So where you have some sort of little channels and some deep water and not much to fish on the edges, all of a sudden you have football field areas open up as that tide comes in. Now, in the bottom of near the township itself, you can see on the picture there is a 5-knot zone, and I've had tournaments where I haven't got out of that 5-knot zone, and you found some great success in there as well. You do not have to go far to catch fish in this joint, do you?
No, I don't. When I come here, I really struggled the first couple of years in the pre-fish, so I just tried to fish like a Victorian and drop-offs and marinas and stuff like that. So to be honest with you, I wouldn't even have to turn my engine on. I could do it on the electric motor. So yeah, no, it's look, there's so much to do. It's just such a great arena. You can fish any style you like, and you can catch fish. So I just fished to my strengths, and that's where I ended up coming 5th. I was really happy with that.
Yeah, look, it's some great sound advice for bream fishing. If you don't know what to do what you're good at, and you will find fish that work onto that technique. Now, you went out there today, you had a little bit of a look. I don't want to know any of the secrets, but what do you think you need a day to do well in this joint?
Yeah, I reckon it'll be, if you can get 9 kilos, you're probably going to be in the top 3, probably top 1. I didn't catch 4.5 kilos today, but
that's right. You don't get points from today.
No, but there is, like, the fish here way heavier than anywhere else in Australia. So even though they don't look that big, they actually weigh pretty heavy. So no, I think it is going to be a bit easier than in the past, put it that way.
Yeah, there we go. Okay, well, I haven't got a segue here, so Steve Pryke going to come up. Mario, thank you very much for sharing some of your knowledge and for mentoring some of these young fellas, like this young fella we got here, Steve Pryke. He won the Derwent. How's this? On a bit of a roll this year, mate. 2 top 10s at Gippsland. You roll into the Derwent, never been there before, and you rocked up and you said, it just looks like the Mitchell River. I found a drop-off, and drops a lazy 5 kilos plus on the scales each day to take the win, mate. Still feeling pretty good, obviously?
Yeah, I'm pretty stoked with that. ABT as pretty much the pinnacle of bream fishing for us. So to come up against guys like Adam and Mario and all these guys that I've looked up to more in a sense and yourself looked up to in the field, and to come up trumps against guys like that, it's an achievement.
Well, I really like the statement you had. You said, I found an area that was like what I like fishing. So you said the Derwent, you were fishing some of those deeper drop-offs. It was just like the Mitchell River at home. You've been out here today, got some news for you, mate. There ain't nothing like the Mitchell out in this joint, is there?
Nah, it's riddled with weed flats and oyster racks, and there's heaps here, and I did find some areas that are similar to what I'm used to. But yeah, I'll see what happens tomorrow. I'm not overly confident at this stage.
Well, momentum is a really big thing in bream fishing. You've seen guys over the years. We've seen it happen. We've seen Russ Babacool win grand finals, and they're ranked top. Chris Hickson's got on a ridiculous roll. These guys that end up winning end up doing well time after time. So, mate, we really hope that you can capitalise on that momentum. do your sponsor Frogley's Offshore proud and bring in some fish here for the weekend, mate. Don't give us any secrets, but what was the biggest fish that you put in the boat today? Did you catch any big giants out of this joint?
I didn't catch any giants. I think about 35 fork was about the biggest fish we managed to get today.
This is Tassie, mate. This is like everyone say that's no good here. That's a really good fish. Like some people out there watching this probably haven't caught a 35 fork. So and Mario's right. They are a big chunky fish, aren't they?
They do weigh good here. They're a lot of full oyster shells, mussels, stuff like that. Especially Derwent's the same. The fish were coughing up crab and mussels all day, so they're all weighing really well.
Mate, what you need to do is catch them, put a plug in both ends so they don't crap all that stuff out. I reckon I pulled about half a kilo of stuff out of me live well down there.
Yeah, that was pretty much the same as me. I was using actually a Gatorade bottle cut in half to scoop it out after the event.
Well, mate, you might notice that we're wearing, getting matching Mercury jackets on here, mate. You won that for being the top placed Mercury owner at the Derwent. You run a 90 Optimax, mate, on that little nitro of yours and pushes you around all right, obviously.
Yeah, it gets me going. Gets me going pretty good. I'm not the fastest boat around, but it's reliable and gets me to where I need to be.
Yep.
And it all worked out pretty much.
Mate, it is, and there was a bit of a story. I don't know if we heard about it, but one of the guys lent you a jump starter because you didn't move all day. You had your live wells going, your sounders going. You went to turn it over at the end, and you shat yourself, didn't you?
Yeah, my crank and battery went flat. Pretty much, I made 2 runs for the day. I ran to my spot in the morning and tried to run home, and one of the I think it was Jack Reesorth was Gillespie, sorry, and he was good enough to give me a jump kit and get me going. Mars tried to help me out too and was going to run jumper leads down from Hazy. Yep. But I've been and bought jumper leads for this event.
Well done, mate.
So just as a backup, just in case.
That's it.
Because, we don't want that sort of coming back to haunt me.
Well, that is investing your winnings wisely. Thank you very much for that, Stephen. Thanks for coming this afternoon. Let's get to our last angler of this afternoon, Charlie Sakayo here. And Charlie, you are super consistent no matter where you go in Australia. But have you had an ABT win yet?
Oh, Steve, unfortunately, look, I've been trying my heart out and no, unfortunately I haven't got that first ABT win. Came close a fair few times, but no cigar.
You'd have a big pile of those top 10 badges, though.
Oh, look, I do.
Probably all of them.
Well, strangely enough, a funny fellow called Mark Sarah actually just calls me Badge Man. So, yeah.
So, mate, you are ultra consistent. Last time you came to Tassie, you got a couple of mid to high top 10 placings. As we were talking before, you are on the verge of greatness in Tasmania. You just need that extra fish or two each day to pick you up those places you need to jump. So my question to you is, on an arena like St Helens, what do you do to catch those extra big kicker fish? Because 30 centimetre ones probably aren't going to help you, but a couple of 40s are. What does an angler like you do to try and catch those big ones?
Yeah, look, today was quite interesting because we obviously covered a fair bit of the arena. Look, I try to look for really isolated sort of structures that I think will hold fish and big fish. And I'd prefer to go looking for the big fish rather than the numbers in that as well. But look, at the same time, we found a flat that's holding a lot of little fish as well. So it's going to be a good bag filler. But look, tomorrow it's all going to be about trying to get those big ones in those structure. Now,
we often see you running around these arenas at dead set breakneck speed. I reckon you're the craziest driver on tour. You run one of the new Mercury V8s, and that replaced, I think, an Optimax on the back of your boat. How do you find that big V8? They're a bit of a wicked engine, aren't they?
Oh, first and foremost, like just the first start of it all as well. And when you are at ramps and stuff like that, everybody looks. That big roar of the V8 is just unbelievable. And look, I love how you just basically turn the key and then you just let it go, and then you just hear a rumble through and stuff like that. But look, the reliability of it is just unbelievable. One of the things I really like about it now as well is that I don't have to carry any more oil. And it just keeps going. You just put the fuel in and you just keep going now.
And I think compared to the Optimax, the efficiency is really good, isn't it? Like I'm getting between 2 to 2.5 kilometres per litre burned with that new prop that I put on today. That is actually a really efficient prop. And I just find that the whole boating experience is really pleasant, isn't it?
Oh, look, it's unbelievable, particularly when it gets onto the plane and stuff like that, and you just hear it go. It's just so smooth and so nice and stuff like that as well. So, look, I'm really fortunate that I got it on there, and you can't beat it.
Yeah, no, I think you're a Mercury man for life now. Now, on the scale of sensible pensioner old lady to crazy Asian driver, what are you in a boat?
Oh, I'm in the middle there somewhere, I think.
Really? The middle of what? The middle of the top?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, look, I don't mind really getting it going and stuff like that. Look, it's half the fun of being out there on in a quite a nice boat with a big engine.
That's a lie, mate. It's 3/4 of the fun.
Yeah, 3/4 fun. That's right.
No, and look, we always see Charlie out there having fun. He's always dropping fish on the scales. He's a proud Mercury owner and a proud supporter of ABT. That is it from our pre-show. We really appreciate you joining us. We're at the Bayview Hotel at St Helens this afternoon. The times for this weekend are a little bit different. We base this event around the tides. So the weigh-in on the first day is going to be 3 p.m. Tassie time. The weigh-in on the second day, 4 p.m. So if you go there at 2 p.m. and you're looking for our live stream, you haven't got it wrong. It's 3 o'clock and then 4 o'clock, and we do that to keep that high tide in the middle of the session. If you want to get notified whenever we're live, make sure you subscribe to ABT Tournaments on YouTube. Clip that little bell, you'll get the notification come through to you, and that's pre-shows, weigh-ins, etc., etc. So if you don't remember any of that, go to our website, abt.org.au.